Had to cut my way up out them trenches just to be specific. I had to get it how I live, now I just live to get it. Making history with them clippers cause it was written. Blessing essences with my presence because I'm gifted. Cut my way out. I had to cut my way out. Let's talk about it, hey, let me tell you how I cut my way out. Watch me cut my way out.
Man, as we get ready to get things jumping, I'm excited, man. Ever since we had DJ on for that short period of time, man, I've been watching his content, man, and just watching how he does things, man. And I'm really interested to hear his journey, man. He's definitely he's not good. He's great for the industry, man. He's doing some amazing things. So, man, let's get him on here and get it cracking. Bless. What's good, Real? How you feel, man? What's good? What's good? What's good?
What's up? Oh man, you can't even see me. I spent all this time setting up my thing, thinking I had the angle right. Give me just a second. Let me adjust my iPod, my tripod. Did this little thing on my daughter's tripod.
Don't set nothing up over there, man.
Right, don't take the bill up. Man, because I'm gonna have to pay for
it. How you doing, man?
Okay. Oh, I did have it right. I had to. Damn. I'm doing great, man. Yeah, I'm doing great. I'm back at home. I mean, I'm still at home right now. Yeah. Let me. So
you can have some surgery.
Yeah, man. We can start there. I know Shabby on that. Let me get this a little closer. There we go. Boom. Y'all can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, man. So we can start with. Oh, dang! I can't move that close. Sorry, I'm trying to record two versions at the same time. You know, I like to have content myself.
No doubt.
Let me get close. There we go. All right. Yeah, we can start there, man. Barbers. Man, we need to talk about consistency in health. This is the first time that I have missed a week of work in a decade. My wife brought that up to me. The fact that I have not missed a week of work since we got married. We're doing 10-year anniversary in October. And that's a good thing. Don't get me wrong. But it has come at a cost with my health. Like most barbers, I eat out a lot. I'm not a big soda person, so that's not really the thing. But I eat out a lot. And I'm sure that's been a contributing factor in me missing my second week in 10 years due to having kidney stones. And bro, when I tell you kidney stones, ain't no joke. Bro, I'm a tough guy. I ain't even playing. I'd like to think I'm a pretty tough guy. I was crying. Like, I've asked a woman, she didn't give natural birth, so she couldn't tell me. But I'm trying to figure out, on a scale from 1 to 10, how close is that to childbirth? Because, man, when I tell you, it was crazy, bro. It was crazy. It was like, it was unbearable. I'm in the hospital in the emergency room crying, like gritting, growling, trying not to make a scene. Like, yeah, I heard it, bro.
Did it just come out of nowhere? Like, did it just hit you?
They said they've been developing for a while, and I've had lower back pains for a while, but in my mind, it was because I'm so big. You know, I'm sleeping wrong, or I did deadlifts that day. I didn't do the correct technique, or, you know, whatever, because it was never like excruciating. It was always like this little nagging, getting older, whatever. And then, shoot, I don't know really what jumped him off. I don't know if y'all seen my story one time. I had just got back from Jacksonville, and I thought I missed my flight, and I ran and I fell.
No, I didn't see that.
It wasn't even Jacksonville. I think it was there. I was thinking that because I was with Angel. But we was in Corpus Christi. Short story. I was in Corpus Christi for a show, left Corpus Christi. They canceled my flight while I was down there. So my wife had to hurry up and get me on another flight that was leaving earlier. So I'm in a rush, get to the airport. I had been drinking. You know how we did at the barber shows? I had been drinking in the middle of the day because I'm thinking I'm crashing out tonight at my hotel at fucking 8:30. You know what I'm saying? But so I get there, from Corpus to Dallas. I'm in Dallas. I think I'm at my gate. I'm like, cool, let me just sit down. I fall asleep. I wake up 15 minutes to boarding. I'm at the wrong gate. And the gate I'm at is all the way across Dallas Airport. And Dallas Airport is one of the largest in the country.
Large and confusing.
So I jump on there. I know where I'm going because I'm in a small town, so we typically leave out the same terminal.
Right.
Our plane to come here to Dallas. But bruh, there's this stretch where there's these stairs, and I was running down these stairs, and when I say I hit my shit face first,
really?
I was so glad nobody saw me, bruh. I got home and I told my wife, I said, man, if anybody recorded me, man, I'm finna go viral. Because I was straight Superman, bruh. Missed that last step. Bounced good, all on my chest, all on my belly. Dang. And I'm talking about, I'm in such a panic now. I bounced right up and kept going. People like, yo, man, like, yeah. I'm down.
You done got up and
get to the terminal. Back. Listen, get to the terminal and throw up. I'm drunk. Gotta remember, I've been drinking all day. I done just took off out of a nap in a full sprint, and I mean full sprint, like high school football. My groin was hurting for the next couple of days, full sprint. Fell right on my belly, got up, kept running, and anxiety pumping the whole time. I threw all the liquor up right before I got on the plane. So I don't know if it was that or, you know, just time of them building up. But I got into some pain, man, and I couldn't take it. So I've been out of work for a week. Today was my last day.
Let me ask you, your choice to go to the hospital. And first, let me say this. Thank you for sharing that with us, because a lot of people wouldn't share something that intimate about their health with the public, right? A lot of people, especially men, we try to be so
Heavy, what up?
Try to be so secluded with our health stuff that
Barber,
we don't.
DJ. Go ahead, I'm talking. I'm just saying what's up to everybody.
We don't understand how impactful having those open conversation and dialogue could be. So thank you for sharing that with us. But was it those experiences that made you finally listen to your wife and go to a doctor to find out if it was something more?
Oh, it wasn't no finally listening to my wife. I go to the doctor. I ain't one of them guys.
Right.
I'm the total opposite of that. Like, I don't know. Let me take this robe off. I'm getting hot. I'm not one of them guys, man. I'll go to the doctor. As soon as I think something wrong, I'll tell my wife, call the doctor, because we have insurance and we pay for it.
Mm-hmm. No doubt.
So I'm going.
No doubt.
Now, sometimes I don't necessarily believe the doctor. You know how that go. In the black community, we got all these doubts and all these historical things that lead up to the doubt, and I get it. You know what I'm saying? I had that time. I have those thoughts sometimes myself. But at the end of the day, he's the only person that has even a semblance of knowledge of what I'm really looking at. Absolutely. You know, I'm 42, so I ain't no big internet guy. Like, oh, I found this person on the internet. I'll find some information on the internet, but for my health, bro, I don't know. I'm still a small town guy. I want to walk in your office. I want to look in your eye. And the guy that's my doctor now birthed my wife.
Wow.
Really?
He gave birth my wife out of my mother-in-law. So he's been her family doctor her whole life.
Ever, right.
Right. So,
I think that's an important conversation, though, man, because ironically enough, me and my wife was just having this conversation today, a similar conversation, I would say. Today was one of them days. We done a lot today, right? In addition to being in the heat, we went to a car dealer to my daughter's school. We did a lot today, right? So today was one where it kind of put us in a perspective form of thinking. And we were trying to isolate, like, there's versions of yourself, right? And your body and your mind tells you, like, you have all these flags that go off and points in your life that kind of indicate that, hey, you need to pay attention to this. Then you'll get to that point. The first, for men and I'll speak for barbers specifically, right? For me as a barber, this is my experience with that. That first stop sign that went up that I ignored, because we ignore a lot of them, especially African American men. We ignore stop signs like that because we come from a background that's trained and conditioned us to survive, thrive, and move forward in trauma, right?
Right.
So we gonna acknowledge that's part of our identity.
Right.
The first stop sign that go up is, man, like you said, my back getting a little tight. You know, I'm a little irritable. You know, I'm not 100% comfortable, but I'm 100% capable of still moving forward.
There you go.
So you ignore that first stop
There
sign.
you go. So you ignore it. Yep.
Right?
Yep.
The second stop sign is, damn, I can't sleep at night. Like, I can't get a full night's rest. Like, I'm trying to sleep, but I can't sleep. I'm trying to shut my mind off, but I'm failing at doing that, right? So now I got my back hurting. I'm a little stressed, I'm a little irritable, and I'm not resting well in addition to all this, right?
Right.
Now I'm still compounded, but guess what? Hey, survive, strive, and thrive through trauma.
Oh yeah. And then we're gonna eat a bad diet on top of that.
Then I'm gonna eat some McDonald's.
Right.
That they told me don't eat. I don't even know what it is. They ain't
Right.
got ingredients on the boxes no more, but I'm gonna eat that, right? And I'm gonna ignore it. I'm gonna blow through that second stop sign. And then you get to that point where we got these new phrases, right? We call them seasons of our life. I've been using it too. I'm in the season of my life, right? But I don't have tolerance for this, so I'm not willing to deal with that. And I don't
my season of no.
But what it all boils down to is all those things that's been compound over time.
Damn.
That you've chosen to
hold on, y'all. Hold on just a second. My bad.
But yeah, all them things that you've chosen to ignore, they combinated until you're not able to ignore it no more.
I had a lot.
And if you
wiped out.
You and a lot of people, what happened, and this is why I'm glad you got to that third or second stop sign in your situation, your experience, and you don't mind going to the doctor and getting that medical
advice.
I didn't
even go then.
Right.
I went on another, because I had Corpus one week and I had Jacksonville the very next weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to Jax.
Mm-hmm.
Go to Jax, I'm kicking it. No problem. I still don't really have no pain. Like you say, I'm in that first stage still.
Mm-hmm.
I go to Jacksonville. When we at the bar drinking, the lady doesn't have, what is it? Something that I wanted. So I was like, well, just give me a Coke for a chaser. I never drink dark soda, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So the next day, I pee. It's dark. No issue. Whatever. I drunk dark soda. It's like Tuesday now. I got back Sunday night. My pee's so dark, I realized, I'm like, oh shit, I got blood in my urine.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit. So now I make the appointment. When I make the appointment, he sent me to go get a CT scan. I get the CT scan. They're like, yeah, you got 2 kidney stones. Shout out to fucking TikTok. My wife is like, oh, let me look something up. Looks up this little elixir, honey, olive oil, and limes or lemons. Take a couple shots of that. That motherfucker start hooking. About 2 days later, that thing start getting. I'm like, oh my God. And that's when I felt that pain is when I was like, all right, I'm going to the hospital. I gotta go to the emergency room.
Right.
This can't even. I can't deal with this. I can't tough this out.
But the thing is, you got to that point though. You know what I mean? And I hate to say it, bro, but we've all at some point either by witness or direct close relationship experience somebody, rather in the barbering industry or just in our family in general, right, or in our community, that even at that point they still ignore it.
Right.
It's something about.
Nah, bro. Let me tell you something. Somebody passed a kidney stone, they ain't ignoring that.
Oh, most definitely. But I'm saying I know people who I've seen them break limbs, and wrap it up and won't go to the hospital, won't go to the doctor.
Right.
I've seen people who, you're right.
It's a guy right here in my city that punched a window one time and didn't go see a doctor. And his hand is like
mangled up.
It's mangled, yeah, exactly. Yeah, mangled
Have
up.
you ever had somebody sit in your chair as a barber, right? And especially in the summertime, you can, as a barber, you can smell sickness.
Yeah, you can.
You can smell it.
Yeah.
You ever have somebody sit in your chair and they smell like copper or lead, like wet pennies?
Yeah.
And it's not to make fun of their odor, but a lot of times that's the blood.
It's the blood. Yeah. If I can smell your blood, it's something going
It's
on.
something real bad, bro. And then
Yeah.
you talk to them people, and then as barbers, especially when we're doing our consultation, I need to know certain things about your health before I perform certain services on you because of how you may react to them. If I cut you out, is it going to be a situation where I can't stop the bleeding?
Are you a hemophiliac?
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. I need to know these things.
Yeah.
And I've learned with the limited time in this industry, it's a lot of people who don't know that information about themselves because they don't seek medical advice and guidance. We come from that lineage of what the old football coach used to say: piss on it, wrap it up, and go play. You'll be all right. Rub some dirt in that shit and keep on moving. You'll be cool.
Yeah.
It didn't kill you, so you alive, right? And it's like,
Right.
oh, hell no, that can't be the case. So, like I said, I appreciate you initiating that conversation. When we came on, I didn't really know how we were going to initiate this whole experience with you because, like I said, bro, your mind is so vast on things that, in my opinion, you can offer so much expert advice, whether it's through working in those industries or just your life experience. You one of them people who are rich, just wealthy in information. So it's like, how do you narrow a mind like that into an hour and a half? It's impossible, bro. It's gonna be all over the place because he can talk and speak to.
I mean, we can go all over the place, bro. I got this whole time blocked out. That's fine with me. We can just start at the beginning, man.
Yeah. So
go ahead, Ash.
So for me, man, I just, as I'm watching and first brought you on here, the first time we had, us three and Mike Sharp, and I've been just watching since then. I didn't know who you were, honestly. I've been watching you and I've been in amazement. So if you could just give everybody a short bio, just about you as we get rolling in.
Okay. My name is DJ Zachary. I'm on Instagram as DJ_cutIt. I am from Lawton, Oklahoma, which is a small town about an hour and a half south of Oklahoma City, about 30 minutes from the Texas border. There's a military base here called Fort Sill. It's an Army base. My dad's retired military. My mom doesn't live here anymore. She lives up in the city, but does mental health work for the state of Oklahoma. My parents got divorced when I was about 10. Like most kids in a black neighborhood, I was right in the streets. Mama at work, daddy on the other side of town at work. And like I said, this time he's in the military and he's like charging hard military. My dad, that's where I get a lot of my work ethic and discipline from, is my dad's character, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of my nerd shit, me coming home, reading, nerding out on things, I get that from my mom. Very artsy. All the love hippie shit I get from my mom, all the tough guy, handle your motherfucking business, I get from my dad. You know what I'm saying? He's from Miami, Florida, went to the Army, advanced like that. That's so that's my background, man. I went to prison at 18 for 2 violent robberies. Came home at 24, worked in a barbershop. I got out December 10th. I was in a barbershop before Christmas. So clearly I was bootlegging. And I say that because I do preach about having a license, and I do require a license to work in my shop. Right. But I also understand the need. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Because I had guys in my shop that didn't have a license, but had kids. I had a situation where they like, hey man, I just got out of prison myself, and I know the guy. So, I've given shots, so it's not like I'm firm on some like, oh no, I've never done that, blah, blah, blah. I'm just at a point in my career now where I don't have to, I don't want my team to, so I just don't. But started working in the shop by Christmas and left with my business partner Trey by like the fall. I didn't even stay there a whole year. Because how it went was Trey actually helped him open that shop and bootlegging. And Trey had left to go to school in Oklahoma City right when I get there. So now, because the owner wasn't really adept at running his own business, he's not really running it right. Well, because I'm on early bird prison time, I'm there like an hour before the door even says. But he's not there for like another 2 hours, 3 hours. Typical, the door say 9, you're not there till 11:30. You know what I'm saying? So I end up getting a key because it's wintertime, bro. I'm out here in the snow. Like Oklahoma winters get crazy. So he gives me a key. Of course, I start cleaning. The shop starts running. Unbeknownst to me, I'm learning how to run a barbershop. I just don't know that. In my brain, I'm doing what needs to be done in order to get my bag. Like everybody else is fine, but I'm not cleaning nobody's stations. But the shop, my area, bathrooms, we're gonna make sure we rocked out, we good. And so we didn't get along with nobody in that shop except for Trey. At the same time, Trey falls out with him about a whole nother issue. So Trey is just like, well, man, I'm finna go leave and do my own thing. And I was literally like, not by yourself. I'm not staying here. I might whoop one of these guys. I'll stay here, bro. I'm gonna be. It's not even gonna be. And I'm at a point like I said, I'm still at my dad's house. I'm 24 years old. I'm living at my dad's house on my twin bed from high school.
Fresh out.
I don't have anything to lose, bro. I am at rock bottom.
Right.
It's only up from here. And if I leave with you, I will have a chance at ownership down the line when I can afford it, because I know you're gonna hold it down like that.
And even if you didn't, you understood. It sounds like even where you were in your life, your maturity and your understanding of what's best for you, understanding who you are, was all to par. It's like, you know what, now if you gone, I'm gone, because Slick, you the only person that I'm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you out of the environment, there is no buffer. No. Now it's just me and the environment, and it's like, nah, bro. They think it's sweet because I've been cool and I'm in here cleaning and shit, but what they don't know is, hey man, I used to clean my cell like this too, motherfucker. Yeah. Like shit can get
right. Right. So I mean, so we opened the shop 2005. We opened the shop 2005 because we about to come up on our 20 year.
So so I got a quick question for you. So as you talk about that, you know, getting out and being 24, still being at Pop's crib on the twin bed. I remember in one of your reels, you talked about you still had that work ethic, and you talked about that being that discipline that Dad had from the military. So when did that discipline and that point click when you said, well, I'm disciplined, I've learned how to run it. Now I'm taking this leap of faith. I'm leaving with my homeboy. What point did you go get your license? Like what time? When did that?
So shortly after that, I tried going to the local cosmetology school because there's no barber school here.
Okay.
So I started going to local cosmetology school. By then, we had already kind of got the shop so cracking, we was known.
Mm-hmm.
So the lady comes at me. She's like, "Hey, you can't work at your shop while you in school." And I'm like, "Yeah, ma'am, I have to survive."
Right.
You know. And so after kind of back and forth for that, I just went there one day and was like, "Hey, I can't do this." And so this is crazy. This is some context for the school. So I happened to miss so many days that the day that they handed out the paper that says, "Sign this, you owe this no matter what," I wasn't there. So she's like, "Okay, cool, but you still owe the $17,000." I was like, "Oh, ain't no way." She was like, "Oh, yes, you signed the paper." And I was like, "No, ma'am, ain't no way. I signed no paper. Said I'm obligated for $17,000. I did not sign that paper. I don't even know what you're talking about."
Right.
So she pulls out a file with my name on it, of course, opens it up, boom, that bitch blank. Oh, wow. She's looking at me, I'm looking at her. We looking like the old Devin Diddy meme, like. Well, I think you should be a man of your word and sign it. I said, "Well, I'm not." And I left, bro.
I'm going to sign myself into debt.
She hates our guts to this day.
Really?
Like, man, when the state boy used to come in town, they used to tell us, like, "Oh, yeah, Eve's called them on y'all, man." That lady would call them people on us. She don't care. If she had a people that, at one point, we still had a guy that was trying to get his license. He was working there. We had to make him work before hours and after hours. And you couldn't really post because she going to book us, bro. She going to get you booked.
Most definitely.
Yeah, man.
How did you end up getting your hours signed off so that you can go and get you? Is that how it works there? Like
No, I just started over from scratch and did an apprenticeship under Trey. Because at that point you could just apprentice under somebody and cool.
Oh yeah,
so
she hated our bro.
Oh yeah, she had our good. And then we apprenticed like 4 more people. And then they changed the state. Then the state changed the rules now where it's like you have to have you have to be a licensed educator and only 1 apprentice per shop.
Right.
So,
okay. Right.
Now
is it 1 per shop or is it 1 per 10
No,
years?
1 per shop in Oklahoma.
Are you serious?
They did,
bro. Yeah, bro.
That's tough.
Because it used to be basically like after you have a license for 2 years, you put the homie on.
Exactly.
And so that's what we was doing. We was like, "Oh, my time up now. Joe, you ready?"
Right.
They
All right,
changed
I'm talking about now.
here too. It used to be as long as there was a barber in the shop with 10 years tenure, right, with a license, he can have up to 2 to 3 apprentices or whatever inside of that shop. Now they changed it where you not only have to be a 10-year tenure barber, but each apprentice has to have one apprentice, one barber, right? So if you got a shop that got 5 guys that got 10 years apiece, you can have 5 apprentices.
Right.
Like, bro, they everything they doing is like they tightening down the boat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it sucks, but on the other end of it, I ain't mad at it because we all are of the age to see where it can go bad.
Absolutely.
You just open it all the way up.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So, man, do we need some regulation? Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah.
You know, now that I'm a shop owner, I see, like I tell my guys, I only invent rules, bro, when y'all do shit that needs the rules invented.
Absolutely.
If everybody would help with walk-ins, we wouldn't have a rule that says you need to help with walk-ins.
Yeah.
If everybody just took the initiative and cleaned the shop, we wouldn't have a calendar with your name on it where you obligated 2 days a month to clean your shop. You just fucking clean the space. But when y'all don't do things that I need the business to run in a certain way in order for it to be successful, I have to create these rules and these parameters and these SOPs so you can understand this is how it's going to go, or you're not going to be able to be here. It's going to go this way because we're in year 19. We built the whole space that you want to be at. You are in year 2, 5, 7, whatever it is. You didn't build this space.
Right.
You are free to go build your space and show us in real time that what you know works. But we're not going to take on what you know right now simply because the first decade we spent figuring out on our own. We didn't even have this community thing here was non-existent 13, 14 years ago. 10 years ago, it was barely around. Right. After I started getting out and getting the shows and getting in the mix, that's when our shop changed. That's when things took off because now I have information from other people that's valuable. I'm not the pioneer of everything out my brain into this town, into the shop.
Right.
You know, and so I try to get them to understand how valuable that education is, not just like your license, but listening to the people that are winning already.
Right.
Most of my mentors right now at this point, current point right now, are about 10 years younger than me. Angel in his 30s, Israel in his 30s. Well, Danny's about 40. Boom in his 30s. Like a lot of my mentors right now are in their 30s, bro. I have a whole decade of life, real life on them.
Right.
But they have a decade more or more of success that I don't have in this industry.
Absolutely.
So I'll be a damn fool to sit here and be like, you young niggas, I ain't listening to you. What? You know?
But
I mean, we can lead this into the JRL conversation. Gave me the game. Without even just giving me the game. I went to start seeing him to learn how to create my own content, right?
Okay.
I'm going to all his classes when I see him nearby. Any show I'm at, excuse me, I'm going to because I love the way his content look.
Right.
So he sees me at like 4 or 5 shows. Then I go get my SMP. When I go get my SMP done, it's a 3-day process. So we out there and we just kicking it afterwards, like just chopping it up. So we talking about cameras, we talking about lighting, all the stuff he's talking about in his class. This whole time we also talking about industry stuff, going to shows. And the question he hates the most, I don't even know if y'all should say this publicly, but is when people be like, well, how do I get on with a company, right? And he's like, that shit get on my nerves because, damn, bro, we all barbers.
Right.
So the answer obviously is create something else of value that they want.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For him, it's content. Now, I've been rocking with the homie for years, but this last year been real tough. I've been seeing him a lot.
Right.
And he been saying that, and I ain't even thinking about it because I'm still thinking on my end. My content is for me. I'm trying to push it out. I'm building my platform, whatever. I'm not even thinking industry.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But then Boom puts out the video for the JRL content creator spot. It's open and for the ambassadorship. Right. I'm like, all right. Yeah. So I hit Boom up. I'm like, hey, bro, like, does that ambassadorship pay? He's like, yeah, pay a little something. I'm like, okay. If then he hit me back and was like, don't ask me no more questions. because you know homie, so I got his phone number. So I'm like, I'm on the back end hitting him up. But then I see him in Jacksonville, and I said, look, I just got one question. If you could hire Angel, would you? Because you know, Angel worked for Andy's.
Right.
Okay.
So I'm like, would you? And he said, technically I could say yeah, but I don't do the hiring. So, but something like what he does is what we're looking for. That was all I needed to hear.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did was every content class that I've taken, every mentorship that I've taken in this industry, every course that I've bought in this industry, I reached out to all those people and asked them, can I use you as a reference for this job? They all reached back and said yes. That was Curtis Smith, Barber Field 15, Marvy Marv, Israel Wright, Angel Rawls, and Ivan Zoot, because I had just shot some stuff for him.
Wow.
They all said yes. I used them all as references. About a month later, Boom called me and was like, hey, DJ, brother, I got to tell you JRL is offering you this and blah, blah. And I still thought he was playing because I know he know I'm looking for it. He you know, like we just seen each other in Jacksonville, right. And I didn't bring it up, but you can feel that. What's up, Boom?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
What's up? Hey. Oh, yeah, Clippers, yeah.
Yeah.
What's up? So when he hits me, I'm like, man, stop playing with me. He like, nah, bro, I'm serious. I'm going to send you the email now. They sent the email. I shot the video where y'all see me signing.
Right.
And then the next day, the kidney stones hit me.
Mm.
So I shot the content for the signing, and I shot the quick video where I hold the box up, and I'm like, prepare for the unboxing. The next day, the kidney stones hit me. I ain't been back. I ain't been having a chance to be back yet.
That's crazy.
That's crazy, bro.
That's
and I don't have time to do it this weekend because I'm so packed. I go back to the shop tomorrow. I'm packed up all the way till Saturday afternoon when I shoot to Dallas for BarberCon because I got to shoot all weekend down there. And so I probably won't even get to shoot the new JRL footage till at least Tuesday morning. It'll be out Tuesday evening, Wednesday, something like that. Because I already got my shot list and what I want and how I want it to look.
Let me ask you this. How are you feeling physically right like now?
I feel like I could have went to work today, but the doctor said give it 2 days recovery. I got done with surgery yesterday like 11 in the morning. Mm-hmm. I'm still kind of cheating. You know what I'm saying? But I feel fine, bro. Otherwise, I wouldn't have did this interview. I'd have been like, hey, I'm sorry.
Definitely.
Y'all have just been another cancellation as far as this shit go. It's been all week. I've been like, hey, man, I apologize, but
yeah, it is. Hey,
I can't make it, you know. But like I said, it's been a decade. I have a whole clientele list that has never seen me miss a day.
Yeah. Like
so
you
for
said,
me to cancel on you, it's like, oh shit, you all right?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm not all right, bro. I got kidney stones. They like, oh fuck, okay.
Yeah,
it had to be serious, bro. I knew it wasn't no you tired type shit.
So two things I definitely want to talk about, right? One thing is I think it's gonna be make sure you have your camera on for this part because I feel like your opinions and your perspective on things, people try to anticipate. I've made the mistake of trying to anticipate what you were gonna say and where you were going with what you were saying, and immediately it went a whole nother direction. Like, I never thought about it like that. So let me shut up and listen to what the man got to say. So first thing is, I'm gonna put both of them out there, and we're gonna just go back to the first one. The first, Grant, what you said earlier about understanding what it feels like to work from the perspective of somebody who hasn't received their barber's license yet, right? Uh-huh. You and I and Ash and everybody watching knows that right now in the barbering and stylist industry, it's a whole big debate, one side to the other side versus barbers who cut without license and barbers who went and got their license, where people, since you don't have a right to cut in the industry that I cut in, and it could be a whole conversation about it, right? I'm trying to know, one, from the finding that balance, be it that you know the perspective from being someone cutting without a license, right? And understanding that you got to do what you got to do to survive, right? Life be lifing, right? But also understand the end of it being the person, when the hit come, you the person gonna get hit by it because somebody is taking care of handling life. So for me, it's easy. Like I saw an interview with Magic Johnson. I want to say he was talking to Shaq. I don't remember who he was talking to, but
Magic said people get mad at him because he tell them no. And the fact of the matter is, when I was at this level, I could do business. Because you're at this level. Now, I'm not going to stop leveling up, but what I won't do is I'm not going to level down. But the very final thing that I won't do is not hold the door open for you. So if you get to where I can do business with you, I will do business with you.
Absolutely.
But at this point, we have a 20-chair shop. We are down to like 12 barbers right now. And one of the issues that you have when you have such a large team is making sure that everybody has a general movement that is the same. Because if not, when you try to hold somebody accountable, they're like, well, so-and-so do this, so-and-so do that, so-and-so, you know what I'm saying? And now there's a broken chain. So we are on a hiring freeze right now, just to be honest, to make these last 3 guys get all the way on board so that when the new guy, number 13, comes on, there's a culture that's set. And if you start doing shit that's outside the culture, you have 13 people that's like, hey, bro, don't do that. And if you just don't catch on soon, then you'll be gone. So for me, it's like, hey, look, bro, I have too much to risk at this point. When it was just 6 of us and we could tell you, hey, the fine was $250, put $250 in the envelope, bro, bring it to us. Shit, man, we'll rock out till you get caught, bro. Ain't no big deal, bro. You know, but now with it being $500 per person, per owner, per violator, so we talking about $1,500 off the rip, then the extra $500 to the establishment license. So we talking about $2,000 knock. I don't know y'all. And then the thing is also, I don't have history with none of y'all like that. You know what I'm saying? And the 2 guys that I did, they didn't even want to do the things on the professional side to even get there. Like, you don't want to do the 2 basics that are big for us. Don't come to work late. Don't come smelling like weed. They didn't want to do that. So I had to let y'all go, which shook up the team because I have a 20-something-year relationship with one guy and a 16-year relationship with another guy. And both of the guys are gone. Bruh, I cannot let y'all stand in the way of what provides for my family. It just don't work like that. This is how I live. This is how I eat. This is what changed my life. I'm trying to share this opportunity with you. You acting like I'm trying to obligate you to something. You're not obligated to be here. You know. And one of the questions that we ask is, what else do I owe you as an owner? What do I owe you? They'll say whatever they're going to say, and I can guarantee you I've given it. So I'll say, okay, cool. Past that, what do I owe you as far as like the chances that I've given you and you violate these rules? The answer is always, oh, you don't owe me nothing. Now, how many have I given you? You can't even count them. It's plenty. So you are in the I owe you negative balance. That's the frame of this conversation. You need to act right, bro, because we're going to be ready to let you go. I'm sorry because I don't owe you. I haven't done anything tonight. And I usually approach my barbers with, what can I do to help you? I know what's going on. You're not booking clients because you're not following up. You're not following up. Why? You don't know what to say? Hey, I got 2 sentences. As soon as they get to your chair, say, I appreciate your patience. Cut their hair, whatever you're going to talk about. As soon as they get out the chair, hey, man, let me give you my card, my number, tap this bopper, whatever it is, however you do to get their information, so you don't have to wait next time. That's all you got to say. Now, if you're not going to say that, go ahead. Go ahead, Josh.
So one of the things that's intriguing also, just about your brand and how you built things. The first time I was in a show, I was at Bronner Brothers, and the conversation was about premium pricing and things of that of that angle, right? And Yusuf Barber talked about, well, knowing your value and charging premium prices. And myself and other gentlemen were in there, and ladies as well. And the question was like, well, how do I charge premium price in a small town? You know, things are so different when you look at Atlanta opposed to places like where you're at, and I'm in a small town as well. How did you create and leverage yourself to be able to have premium pricing and really make a small town pop, opposed to people looking at the mind state of saying, okay, well, you can go an hour and a half to Oklahoma City or wherever, and you could do this on a bigger scale and make this much money. What was your mindset staying where you were, and how were you able to leverage that?
I'm from here. I have never planned on leaving here. Only here recently, my wife started talking about retiring in Florida randomly. So maybe, but I never planned on leaving here.
Okay.
So I've always looked at our business like we fill the gap in the market. So we were the first shop here that had a sports team. Back when Fat Heads was a new thing, we were the first people with them. We had a floor, wooden floor. Our shop logo was round. It looked like basketball. Trey played college ball in Iowa. Like it's a basketball team, right? So we filled that space immediately. So that was our regular time. Then we did when I got to buy into the business is when we did our big remodel and we went to a industrial luxury look. And we went with that because everybody started to catch up with the sports team. So we need to do something that's going to thrust us again another decade or two into the future and give us that room to grow into the future so that when it's time to keep outgrowing the competition, we good. So we went with that.
Okay.
Then my 40, I was 38. What is this, year 4? Yes, I was 39. The next year I turned 40.
Okay.
And my wife was like, well, what you want for your birthday? And I had been seeing like Morano, what's the man homie name that I met? Todd, Bernard, the iCut Pro.
Yeah, yes, sir.
I had met both of them. Well, I had met Morano, I've been following him, but I met Todd. And then I found Israel because one of my barbers was taking Israel's class. So I was like, okay, cool, I like that.
Right.
But I didn't want to go to Atlanta. I found a guy in Oklahoma City that did the service, but he didn't teach. He was like, well, I don't usually teach, but I'll show it to you for $1,500.
Okay.
I was like, cool, let's go. So for my 40th birthday, that's what I gifted myself was the luxury grooming class. Went up there, and I did that because I knew what shop we had built, and I knew we had to have something else other than just we still cut hair, right? We had to lean into this luxury thing that we doing.
Yeah, something to set you apart. Definitely.
That have to set us apart. So I went and took the class, came back, and I had already kind of been into like marketing and branding, like lightweight at that point. So I had found a name. I was like, oh, Success. I just like how that sounded. And then that's how I ended up finding my liquor sponsor. So when I first did the service, I would get you whatever little shot bottle that you wanted. You want Hennessy, Crown, whatever, right? I'm in the store and I'm walking to get probably Ciroc, and I walk past this bottle with this big black label that says Success. I'm like, oh, grab one of these. So I grabbed it. You know how you do, you looking at it. Made in Oklahoma. Ain't shit made in Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? So I look it up online. It's a black man in Oklahoma City.
He said, man, Oklahoma.
Right.
They lying.
It's a black man in Oklahoma City, bro. Really? I'm like, oh wow, this is a black man in Oklahoma City. Go find him on social media. The man is up like a millionaire off of real estate. This liquor shit is some fun side shit he got going on. So I'm like, oh wow, okay. So I kill all the other liquor. I'm like, this the only thing I'm serving is Success. You get a Success service, you get free Success liquor. Everything is about Success. Exotics has a Success beer bomb. I ordered that. Anything that had Success to do. The only reason I didn't order a Success cologne is because it was Donald Trump's cologne. But there is a cologne called Success, but it's by Donald Trump. So I was like, fuck that, I ain't doing that. So I found those and I created the service, and then it just started taking off because we have military here. They work hard as fuck, bro. And we have a Goodyear factory here, and they work hard as hell. And so those are my targets. You know what I'm saying? The guys that's out here in the elements working hard. You know, I'm gonna say y'all this experience. You get this shampoo, you get the scalp treatment, beard treatment, a gold face mask. You get the whole works. I think I do that for like $200. And for them, they, like at first it was like, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. But what happens is once you're in the shop and you seeing it, you're like, man, it has been a long day. And I would like to get that. Damn, I ain't even booked no appointment. Because at one point, I'm the only person doing it. And the way my shop is set up, I'm dead center in the middle of the shop.
Okay.
So there's 12 chairs on this side, 8 chairs on this side, and I'm center stage. So if you got any chairs, everybody watching. I got the high pressure steamer. I got the slow steamer going. It's facial mask. You got a hair bump. I got my little frames on with the magnifying glass. People are like, what the fuck is DJ doing? Wow, he on some different shit.
Right.
I got
Right.
setups and products at my station now. Like, it just looks different. And so once the team sees like, oh, this shit's taking off, now it starts, hey, can I borrow your steamer? You can for a little bit, but you need to buy one.
Yeah,
So now steamers start popping up. Now the other tools start popping up. And now all the clients, when they come in, they like, hey, what are all the steamers for? What y'all do with that? What's that do? Now you have to teach you guys how to understand product knowledge, service knowledge. Because if they ask you why, and you fumbling through the why, you sound like you scamming. Why you steaming my face? Oh man, you know, so you can relax. Nigga, I gotta go back to work. I ain't trying to relax. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to being like, nah, bro, it's to open up your pores, release the toxins that's in your skin, man, at the very least, without me having to give you a whole facial number, just trying to freshen your skin up also with your haircut. Because, you know, you get a fresh cut, you don't want no dirty face. You don't look crazy.
Right.
Oh, yeah, word, man. Appreciate that, man. And then even then, when they get up, they feel like, oh, man, I feel better. Because you got all that oil and stuff off your face. You feel great.
Absolutely.
You know, so it was just stuff like that.
You validate.
The part, it was, that was it, man. Education. I'm super, that's why I talk about it so much. I'm super big on investing in yourself and education. It has been the thing that has set me apart. It's been the thing that's created my strongest relationships. It has been the thing that, man, that has always set me apart. Like, before barbering, I was an honor roll thug, bro. Like, I was a gangster in school, but I had honor roll grades. I was the kid that you would come to and be like, why are you hanging out with those guys? They're such a bad crowd. They're a bad influence on you. Bitch, I got a whole pistol and a pound of weed in my backpack right now, standing outside of biology Chem 1.
I am the bad influence.
What? I'm with the shit. I'm not the influence, but I'm with all the dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? And it just didn't make any sense because I look back, bro, and it was almost like a movie, me going to prison. Like, the minute the door slammed, I knew, like, I do not belong here.
Yeah, almost.
I'm looking around at the type of people that's in here, just the mental level, the mental capacity they have or don't have. And I'm like, this is not my crowd. This is even the crowd that I would avoid even when I was in the streets. Like, I never really sold crack, bro, because that wasn't my crowd. I was on the Dickies and Chucks skip school to sell drugs. Dude, I went to a good school with a whole bunch of nerdy white kids. I'm finna wear my Doc and Martens and my chaps, and I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna look like them, and I'm gonna sell Chad this pound of weed for a whole bunch of money as soon as I get off this bus. I really don't even take a pistol to school because y'all ain't finna do shit to me. Like, I go to Beverly Hills version of where we go to school at. Why would I skip school? All the money here, all the fun here, all the girls here. The teachers love me. I do great. I might get in a little trouble, but not really until my senior year. I go to prison for armed robbery. And my school counselor comes see me in jail, and she's like, we're going to work this out. We're going to figure this out. I'm like, Ms. Jones, I did this. I'm going to have to go to prison.
The jig is up.
Okay? Jig is up, man. I'm caught. I did it.
So I have a question. So you
Man,
get
your ass crazy.
and cutting hair. At what point would you say that cutting hair once you got out was that version that helped you get on the straight path and do what you know led you to where you are now?
I used it as that. So the original plan before I came home, I have an auntie that's higher in administration at FAMU down in Tallahassee, Florida.
Okay.
And so the original plan was, I have a couple college credits from prison. The original plan was get out, go ahead and go to school, do the corporate thing, you know, outwork your felony.
Right.
You're a smart guy. You can handle it.
Right.
About 6 months before I got out, I was telling my dad, like, listen, I don't know if I can really handle my grown man urges around a bunch of fine ass young college girls. I'm 24. Like, I would like to try. I haven't cut my hair since I was 12. So I was like, I want to try being a barber. My dad was like, cool. 6 months. You got 6 months to make something happen, or your ass going to Florida. Cool, no problem. Like I said, I got out December 10th. I was working before Christmas. 6 month mark came. I was moved to Oklahoma City, started in barber school. Now, I did have to drop out of barber school. That's a whole nother crazy story. Went to go get some weed with a guy at barber school. He robs the weed man, bro. I don't know that the weed man been beating his girlfriend. So all this yelling going on, the neighbors done called the cops. The cops show up. I get arrested for my 3rd strike robbery charge.
Mm.
This is how this worked out. The essay that he was robbing is from Lawton. It's from we in Oklahoma City. The Mexican dude is from my town, bro. Kept it in the streets. Pulled up on me at one of my son's games and was like, bro, you robbed my brother? And I was like, I ain't robbed shit. You better ask your brother what happened. I ain't even moved. I had on a tank top, bro. You see all these tattoos? I was just as shocked as everybody else.
Right.
That was it. I ain't heard from it since. We beat the case because the witnesses never showed up. You know what I'm saying? But that's what made me drop out of barber school the 2nd time. And then I went ahead and got my apprenticeship and was like, this has got to be it. Barbering, that's it. And I credited a guy in Oklahoma City, one of my buddies named Scissorhands, man. Took me, y'all know this, how old this is going to be, because we went to cut PJ Brown's hair. This is when the Thunder, before the Thunder, this is when we had OKC New Orleans, that year after Katrina.
Sneakerhead Brown.
Right. We went to go
Real name.
cut PJ Brown hair. And while we waiting for him, we down there, we having a drink, and I'm telling them all what's going on with the cases and blah, blah, blah. And Scissors just turned to me. He was like, bro, just be a barber. And it just smacked me, bro.
Right.
He was like, just be a barber.
Right.
And from that point on, bro, I was just a barber. And it has worked out fantastically. And it's the same message I preach to the young guys that come. You know, other barbers that you know got extra shit going on. I'll be like, bro, I'm telling you. Y'all seen me when I was in the streets. I had a little something. I wasn't broke. But I ain't never had this, plus the legality, plus the peace of mind.
Absolutely.
Like, I ain't trying to flex this real art back here. This my house. There's archways up there. I drive a 7 Series Beamer, 2021.
Right.
Like, bro, I live good. Barbering.
Absolutely.
You couldn't pay me to fuck with these streets right now, bro. You couldn't drop off 2, 3, 10 kids. You couldn't drop off shit to my house right now because I have such the peace of mind, and that shit is priceless once you get there.
So I want to ask you a question, man. I definitely want to segue into that. Just from that, stay at that energy right there, right? Because it took you a decade plus health issues to take a break, right? Moving forward, how are you now going to approach and make sure your wife, you might unlock that door so your wife can hold you accountable?
Well, no, it's not that I haven't taken a break. I haven't been off a whole week.
No, that's what I mean.
Yeah, so,
I'm not just talking about taking a break in the shop. I'm talking about planned time off.
I do plan time off. I'm taking a week again because it's our 10-year anniversary in October. But after that, we'll go back to just usual 5 days. You know, like, cause that's plenty for us, bro. We had just went to Destin for like 4 days and decided like 5 days needs to be it. It needs to be a day of travel on each end and 3 days of nothing. So I do that. I go on vacation, bro. I go on vacation probably. My wife loves to travel, so we get the fuck on a couple times.
With that being the case, then what I want you to do is, because whereas you have your mind wrapped around that, there's a whole lot of people who don't understand the value of that. I didn't. Talk to them.
I didn't. I had to get to a certain financial state, and my wife had to just do what she likes to. She wanted to travel, and so once we got to a place where, all right, we can travel a little bit, that is when she started being like, "You have to start living this life you build it. Right. You got to start living it with us a little bit, like." So it started with, I think, trips to like San Antonio, because that's the short flight, Dallas, Oklahoma City a lot. But man, we've been to Mexico a couple times, Puerto Rico, Miami a million times. I got family down there. And it's crazy because when we was in Puerto Rico, I'm getting on the jet ski with my son, and somebody say, "Ice trays?" I turned around. I looked right at my son. I said, "You heard that?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Boy, because ain't nobody gonna believe this shit. I'm international, baby." Because I didn't think, I said, "Ain't nobody gonna believe this, man." But yeah. So I travel, man. I travel. I try to relax as much as I can, but I'm filled with a lot of ambition, bro. And there is a measure of the time clock. Like
Absolutely.
there's a time clock, bro. I'm 42 years old. I don't have another 40 years to do that. Like in my mind, I got a decade. So I'm gonna go hard for this next decade with the maturity and the understanding and the knowledge and everything that I have to wrap this up around 50, where I can be a barber that's I either don't cut because I plan on having a school by then. So I may cut 1 or 2 people 1 or 2 days a week and then just run the school. But I also am not building the school to need me. I've learned that lesson.
Absolutely.
So the school won't need me. You know what I'm saying? Which is probably how I end up retiring somewhere else if I want to retire. Like, I got a whole game plan for my town. There's a bunch of little small Asian shops here, old Asian ladies that are, they not another decade. They ain't got a decade in them, bro.
Done with it, yeah.
So if I can get my school going and churning out classes, I can take over those little spots because they're not high skill level shops. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta have no dope game to work there. You just need to be able to cut the hair.
And what's crazy about it is them look, because we got a lot of those here. Yeah. Little shops, they be packed.
They do numbers, bro.
They do crazy
numbers.
Crazy.
Because it's not about, it's literally quantity. It's the quantity model. It's not the quality model.
Yeah, absolutely.
The quantity model.
Yeah.
You know, and so when you don't have quality, like most fresh students don't, you can sell quantity. So if I can put you in a shop where you automatically pumping them out, you getting paid and you getting better. Once you make it to better, you can come on over to the big shop. We'll do that like that.
It can feed itself, man.
Man, I'm building a farm system, bro.
I got a homeboy I would for you to have a conversation with.
I mean, I got a mentor in the city that has it. Shout out to JB in Oklahoma City, man. Has JB's Barber College, and it was 9 shops. We scaled down to 6, but it was 9 shops. And when I went to see him, I was like, "How the fuck are you doing this?" Because I'm thinking quality. He's like, "Oh, our business models are totally different." And once he breaks it down, I'm like, "Oh, okay." But I also knew what I got going on here in my town with these old ladies, and I'm like, "Okay, I can use that business model. I just can't use it right now."
Right.
So I have to wait until there's a timing element there. So in that timing element of me getting myself financially, because I'm probably going to get in debt to go to school because it's other people's money, but I don't want to have to, if that makes sense. So to get myself financially together, and then allowing the time for those women to tap on out the game. That's why I'm in this space now, building my space as an influencer and as an educator online, because like Papito, when you open the doors to your school and you already known for education, it's a lot easier than, oh, you're the cool barber that's now going to teach.
Right.
It's okay, you know what I'm saying? But you still don't know how to teach. You still don't know how to draw that customer base because those are people that aren't barbers yet. They want to be. They're not barbers that you're teaching to level up. So there's an even difference in that. But I wanted to get into this space to set my foot in here and solidify myself so that when it's time to go, because you got to remember it's a military base here. So it's time for me to go, even if you're from somewhere else, because I want that federal money. You're a guy, you did your 4 years, you're like, I don't like my Army. I'm going to let them pay for my barber school. Cool. You're going to look up barber school, you're going to see me. You're going to be like, oh, I see him online all the time. Damn, I got you.
That would be interesting to see what your I'm interested to gauge what that looks like in that decade plan for you, just to see how you create that transition to allowing the business to sufficiently provide for itself, and you can manage it from afar. That's gonna be dope. That's gonna be dope to see you make that transition, because you've been working your whole life, basically, bro. Yeah. So to see you make that transition is gonna be dope. But I'm very interested in how creatively you're gonna do that, where it still functions off of what you've put into it. You know what I mean? Right. Without you being the person there to drive it all the way home.
Man. So Papito,
Now I was gonna say, man, the beautiful thing, man, the inspiring thing about what it is you're doing. So many of us barbers think we have to get out of small towns and go to the bigger cities where there's a lot more competition and you're not, aware of what's going on in those cities. But for you to understand where you're at and look at it as a gold mine and set goals and plans based on you knowing and having that relationship with where you're from, I think that's genius. Because it sounds like in the next decade, you're gonna have everything tied up all the way around the board.
Oh yeah,
And just and thinking outside of the box.
oh yeah,
Even with
yeah. But you
That's-
also, I think a big plus to that is you're creating infrastructure that didn't exist when you came into it there. You know what I mean?
right.
Like, there's so many barbers who say, and we all done said it at some point in our career, like, man, I don't know what I'm gonna be able to charge here because there's a ceiling because it's a small town, or da da da. We have all these tangible reasons to put ceilings on our somebody.
Numbers is what made me change my mind about that. Just sheer numbers.
Right, but
Because-
that's you're creating an environment with what you're doing, right? 10 years from now, you'll create an environment where I'm sure it'll still exist, but people gonna look at it and be like, nah, cause this town popping, bro. Like it's not what it used to be 10 years ago. Just
Right.
like where you are right now with what you've done now,
Right.
it's not what it was 13 years ago. You know what I mean? So that's gonna be dope as hell, bro. Like, again, I'm very intrigued and interested to see you make that transition, bro, because you are a worker, bro. Like you are the prototype. Excuse me, the prototype. You're definitely a dominant personality type, right? Off the bat, right? A dominant personality type, military trained work ethic, right? But you also have common sense and you have an enrichment of self-awareness. You have all the makings of what makes the most productive, hireable, keepable, retainable, working person in any situation, leader in any situation. To take all those things and then creatively convert them where you step back and allow somebody else to take the helm. Not only is it going to, again, be interesting, but you're going to have to be creative to do it because you as the type of person, that personality type, is going to require you to take your hands off a lot of stuff. And I know that's something that you're not familiar with.
No, but that's where the nerd of me is kicking in now.
Mhm.
And it's like, how learning how to train people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can inspire you, I can talk to you about a lot of things, but getting you to do what I need you to do, you know what I'm saying, is a challenge. And for me right now, the challenge is finding the story or the analogy for the person that hits.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because those usually hit home. Stories and analogies usually hit a lot better than direct, like, do this because I said so.
Right.
Now, I will tell you that because at the end of the day, that's the bottom line. It's the power dynamic, bro.
Right.
Do it or leave. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I try not to be that guy. I try to give you something that's more tailor-made to you. So I got a guy in my shop. He's 23, monthly passed. Didn't really know he's thinking about marrying. She has a child. Now, my man just isn't quite mature just yet. You know what I'm saying? He come late, leave early, want to play video games all night, just young guy type shit. And so my conversations with him are, and one time he heard me on the phone with my dad, and before I got off the phone, you know, of course, I'm like, all right, Dad, I love you. I'll talk to you later. He's like, all right, love you too, bye. Whatever. I get off the phone, he's like, man, that sounds so crazy to hear a nigga tell another grown man I love you. I was like, whoa.
Right.
It just gave me insight into how your brain works.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And so when I had a conversation with him about leveling up, it's more on a life perspective. Like, hey, you're out here by yourself and you're choosing to lead someone, not just the woman, but the child. Step back from yourself and ask, do I do leadership shit?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
If I was me and I was following me, because that's what you're doing right now,
Would I be comfortable?
are you winning?
Yeah.
Are you winning?
Yeah.
You don't have to answer me.
Right.
You have to answer in that mirror.
Right.
I know you're not, because I've been doing this long enough. I can tell you exactly what stage of barbering you at.
Right.
So I know you're not. You probably at about $1,000 a week, maybe $1,500 if you just in here grinding, but you're not here enough for that.
Right.
It's just you don't use your best availability. So you do that, you be better because he can cut.
Now,
Service is great.
for those who might have missed that, because it
Your
might
best ability is availability.
feel-
Shout out to my business partner Trey. He got it. That's his saying.
yeah,
Your best ability is availability.
Yeah.
absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
it. And so I just the thing for me is trying to figure out learning how to train people, because I do know, Shai, that in some period there's going to be where when I start building it, I'm not building it to need me. I'm building it to be the spokesperson, but I'm not building it to be in here educating every day.
Right.
When I come, it's gonna be in a special thing, whatever. I'll probably come when I have a friend come, when the angel comes, Israel comes, Mars comes, when I bring somebody or shit like that. So it's gonna be a task for sure. But I do understand, back to talking with Todd, and there's a book I read I want to recommend. It's called The E-Myth. Has y'all heard of this?
Say that. I'm so I can write it.
It's called The E, like entrepreneur, Myth, M-Y-T-H.
E-Myth. Okay.
Yep, and I think it's like the subtitle is like why most small businesses fail and what to do about it, or something like that.
Okay.
And he talks about every entrepreneur having three people: the worker, the manager, and the owner.
Yeah.
And how they all don't work together. And one of the tasks is you started the business because you're good at the thing. You're the worker. Well, you wanted to be to the boss. So now you're the owner and the worker. Now you have a couple other workers. So now you're the owner, the worker, and the manager. The worker's job is totally different obligations than the manager's job, which is a total different obligation than the owner's job. This is why you can't get everything in line, because you don't have systems as an owner to run the manager that's running the team. So that's where I'm at now, is putting together the systems.
Okay.
So we have.
I love you just put something in perspective for me that I wasn't prepared to receive, but it hit me so square in my chest that I ain't got no choice. That makes sense why my damn lower back hurt and my mind hurt in time, because I'm trying to make three facets of my life working in tandem, and they're not supposed to. Yeah.
No, they're supposed to, but they're not supposed. How did he word it? They're not supposed to work intertwined.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
They're supposed to work.
I'm trying to make everything work on its own individual basis and make it all make sense at the same time, but that's not how that goes.
No.
The worker is always gonna have the work part of it, right? That's the customer developing relationships. That's the attention to detail. Right. That's the understanding. Oh, there's a new system that I can check out, and yada yada yada. But that requires a lot of energy. That requires a lot of mental space and a lot of emotional space, because as a barber, you're taking on everything.
All of those things. Yes, you are the technique.
Like you said, you turn into the worker that turned. I got 90% of myself used up on this, but I also things that needs to be addressed so we can start to mitigate risk. We can start to mitigate loss. We can start to figure out where the money is going and what's the best way to reapproach how I've approached this from a place of ignorance. Now that I'm not ignorant no more.
And you know what you're thinking? What's the best way to manage my business?
Exactly.
So now you're in the manager spot.
Exactly.
And you're like, okay, well, if I had X amount of more me's, I had 5 more me's, then I would be good. So now you're trying to figure out how to get the guys that's there to do what you've been doing, but they ain't been doing what you've been doing.
No.
So that's a whole challenge in itself. If you get 3 out the 5 of the guys, and now you're looking at the other 2 like, damn, what's up? And the other 3 are kind of doing some managing, so you usually slip into the boss shit, where the ownership, you're like, all right, cool. Now I can try to get more guys because I got people that can kind of help train. But you didn't train the managers. They're just picking up culture and passing it on.
Right.
So that's where I had fucked up at. So that's why we had ended up going from 17 down to 12. And now we're dealing with the last 3 guys that we're trying to get tightened up, like I said, so that when you come in, there's rules, there's SOPs, and there's culture. So now that when you come in, it's written, you signed it, it's in your email, and everybody in here is telling you, hey, bro, stop coming late. We don't do that here. Or so you try to leave early and it's a walk-in, and they're like, hey, bro, get that last walk-in, man. We all want to go home. Right. Oh, okay. Yeah.
I love it, bro. This is why I was excited about this conversation, bro. Because like I said, bro, it's not many topics that you're not gonna be able to speak from the perspective of experience, but also uniquely be able to speak from it from the perspective of it's a gift to me, in my opinion, right? when I view people, when I meet people who have the ability to observe the success in others and learn from their ability to observe successful people, right? Then add to that, had an ambition to align themselves with successful people and get close to those lessons, and then be able to step back and be like, this is what I learned, this is what I was doing, this is how I changed what I was doing based on what I learned. Now let me make it make sense to you. And then give it, it's like, man, he just gave me a whole $3,000 lesson in 16 seconds, bro. It made it all relatable. It all makes sense. And it's like, oh, okay, I see where I've been falling short. I ain't got no systems. That's problem number one, right?
Yeah.
I'm over obligating myself to fulfill all these roles that I've honestly got the team in place where other people can be managing those roles and helping me to move the whole thing forward. Right. But instead, I'm trying to put all the weight in one place, put a rope on my shoulder, and drag it all forward.
Right.
It's unproductive, bro.
So this is the biggest thing that I tell other shop owners when I talk to them. Before you implement anything, you have to implement enough financial discipline to where you don't need them guys. Day blueprint to live your life, you got to tread super light. You have to do super light, bro.
See, that was
fuck your life, bro.
Say that
for us, ain't never afford with just me and him.
And see, I think that's the most valuable thing that I did do. But you know what's crazy about it, DJ? It didn't come from a lesson in barbering.
But you gotta tell. Do they know that?
No.
See, and that's the thing. Your team gotta know that. It's a little harsh.
But
your team,
you know that.
They gotta know. Hey, hold up, listen.
But
nobody in here is nailed to the floor, and your blueprint don't obligate you to do a motherfucking thing in here except cut hair. I'll be nice, and we're gonna have a great time. But you not gonna bully me for $200 a week, bro. That's not gonna happen in here.
Nor am I allow my what happened in my life go beyond what I'm willing to have.
Right.
Nah, hell no. What I was saying is, what's crazy is what prepared me for that, to make that decision came. Remember what we talked about earlier in this conversation about our conditioning as kids. We're taught different things from our limits, right? My right-handed guy, bro. Something my mother and my father used to always say to me when I first stepped out on my own, right? When I stepped out on my own, bro, I stepped out to a whole nother state. Like, it wasn't even, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to live in the city. Well, I went all the way, both feet off the diving board. I'm gone, right?
Right.
And my pops and my mom always told me, they said, look, if you do anything, right, you're going to live your life. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to fuck a lot of things up. You're going to fuck a lot of money up. You're going to be stressed, and the bills is going to be beating your ass sometimes. But let me explain something to you. No matter what situation you're in, you don't sign your name on a situation where your living is contingent on it if you cannot afford it by yourself, if the bottom fall out. If you're in a relationship with a woman and y'all wanna hunch and shack up, y'all do that. But can you afford it by yourself if that bottom fall out and she step? Can you afford it by yourself?
Right.
My right hand in the guy, DJ, I took that. My whole life I've lived like that, bro.
Right.
So when I look for a shop, the first thing I thought to myself is, it's gonna be cool to have these chairs in here, but I don't want nothing I can't afford by myself if every chair is empty.
Well, that just came from us originally not having a lot. And then second of all, when we had the position, it was like, don't ever put yourself in a position to lose this.
Absolutely.
Trey gonna work, and I'm gonna work. That's for sure. We gonna get it done.
Absolutely.
Now everybody else that come along, we've been blessed. We still got two guys in the shop that been with us 15 and 12 years or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And most of those guys been there 5, 6, 7. We got a long 10-year shop. We don't have a whole bunch of new guys. Our new guys is the young guys. You know what I'm saying? We don't have a huge turnover rate, so we don't have a lot of issues that a lot of shops have, because when you come, we've had barbers come for an interview and then not come back, and then we'll see him like, hey, bro, what's up? And one guy told us straight up, like, man, it was intimidating coming in there, man. Everybody was cutting off lights everywhere. Like, it wasn't normal when you go in the shops, they just be like, oh man, you got a license? And kind of that be it. Like, y'all ask some real questions, like what value do you bring to the team? And what's your biggest thing that you can do? Do you have some skill set that's unique? Do you, we have actual questions. And then we be like, we'll get back to you because we need to talk to you. We need to talk. Like, it's a real hiring process. And so for a lot of barbers, that throws them off because they're so used to
they're not used to that.
The lackadaisical way that people do business. And I get it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta feed your family and pay them bills. But back to the structuring things right allows you to build things right. And we all know that. It's just the thing that so many barbers start a shop and are unprepared to start a shop.
Absolutely.
We weren't the best prepared, but we had the knowledge of what to do, and we had enough money to open the doors. So we was prepared enough for that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
y'all had a team. It was y'all. Y'all back to back. If the bottom fall out, both of y'all get there and grind and put it down. So that's a beautiful thing because I know a lot of shop owners they just trying to do it by themselves, and it puts them in a very tight situation. So now it's accepting bodies opposed to quality and your standard.
But there's a value that people don't understand. Like I wasn't winning on an ownership side financially for 14 years. You know what I'm saying? Like when we left, it was just me and Trey. I worked there. Trey owns this bitch. But there's a whole large group here in my city that did not realize that until after the remodel. Like, damn, bro, you just now becoming an owner? Yes, just now. Because I wore it like it was the thing that changed my life. Right. It's tattooed on me. I wear it. Y'all old enough to know. We used to go to the club, put flyers all in the parking lot. Like, I'm in the club one night, just in the club, kicking it, right? Head of security make a beeline to me. He like, hey, man, you can't be doing that. I'm like, what are you talking about? Holds up the flyer. Trey and his wife and his kids had hit the whole parking lot in like a 10-minute span. And I was inside the club. Right. Dude came to me was like, bro, you can't be doing this. I was like, bro, I didn't know. My bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, do we have to pay somebody, talk to somebody? But we would do the clubs, the mall, the apartment complexes, like hand to hand, get out here, hand out a card. How you doing? I'm a barber. To the point to where, okay, there's too many clients. We have to hire somebody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like we built it barber clients at a time. Too many clients, hire another barber. Too many clients, hire more barbers. Too many clients, hire more barbers. Now, once we did the remodel, we had such an influx of barbers that it was like, damn, this is cool, but it's a lot of people to manage, and everybody ain't got enough clients. So now it's a lot of people missing during the day, all it's slow. And so learning how to manage as the number grew was getting a little crazy. So we had really just got to the point to where it was like, hey, y'all, this is the standard. You can't meet the standard, you're out of here. And that got rid of a bunch of guys like fast as hell. Right. The guys that are left are the guys that are adjusting to the standard. You know? And so if you come into a room, like I say, with 13 people doing the same thing, the same way, the same time, the same, everything is the same, you're going to catch on quick. If I don't do this shit the same, I'm probably not going to be here.
You're going to stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
Right. Man, DJ, bro, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you, dog. Like, for real, in regards to this. One, be it that you made the time dealing with what you're dealing with health-wise to be on here. But even more than that, bro, it's never a disappointment, bro. It's never a disappointment. Definitely, like Barberlicious DJ just said, salute, big time salute, bro. Like I'm very, very, very interested and excited to see where you continue to go, man, because you have a unique gift in regards to not just your ability. I think, to me, your gift to a lot of people may be barbering, but to me, your gift is your ability to connect with people, bro. I watched it in person. I see Texas in person, bro. Your unique ability is you just connect with people, bro. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you just be. Listen, bro. I was raised with a lot of love and a lot of common sense. So for me, it's just be me. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm from a small town. I got good work ethic. All the things that you name, it's just be yourself, bro. Mm-hmm. When you run into, I'll take me and Angel. Me and Angel Rawls have gotten extremely close over this last year, right? Mm-hmm. And it only really comes from at every show that you was at, that I was at, I went and took your class because I was super interested in what you was teaching. Mm-hmm. I would ask questions. I would DM you, not blow you up, but DM you and be like, hey, in your class you said this, can't really figure it out. You sent me YouTube videos you've already done on the subject. But when it came time for me to do my S&P class, mm-hmm. I got there early. Hey, you need any help setting up? I'm here. I actually beat him there. He was like, nah, I'll be pulling up in a minute. You need any help setting up? He like, no. All right, well, after class, like, he ain't breaking down. He like, well, nah, but what you doing? And I'm like, nothing. I'm going to go to my hotel room, chill, smoke, relax. He's like, well, man, let's go grab something to eat. And so we start talking. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, it's just about, like anybody says, and I'm a nerd, so I read a lot, bro. And I got this, I want to say, from the Dale Carnegie book, the When Friends Influence People, I think it's that book, where it's like, if you can't bring value to somebody and not expect to be paid for it, then you're not going to understand this book. Mm-hmm. But if you can understand that the more value you bring people without expectation, your life will be in abundance. You don't even need to read this book. Mm-hmm. And so when I heard that, I was like, oh, I don't need to read the book because I understand what that means. So just like in 2 weeks or a month ago when we was in Corpus Christi, the Roller booth, the Spanish guys with the products, that shit wasn't up. So I hit Boom and I hit Angel like, hey, I know y'all work with these guys. They shit ain't up yet. Like, y'all, I see stuff over there. I want me to unpack it, or they, oh no, they went to grab something to eat. They'll be back. Oh, okay. Like, and if you just say, yeah, man, start unwrapping that shit for us, bro, I'd have went over there, busted open, no problem. Because I mean, who wouldn't want help in a situation like that? So I just try to be a good man. I'm a normal small town person, bro. I hold the door. I say, thank you, ma'am. Yes, sir. You know, I don't treat people different just because you're from a small place, because I'm from a small place. I don't, you know, now I still am just fresh into the space where a lot of the influencers don't have the star quality to me no more. I'm just like most barbers. At one point I told Israel, like, bro, I didn't even think you answered your own phone.
Oh God.
In my mind, there was an assistant. You're in the back of this black truck. You're back there typing and shit.
Every time I talk to dude, it's like,
I didn't
have time for this,
bro. Wow. He lives with them earbuds in his ear. That's how you do it.
That's crazy.
But
so let me say something as well, and I think this goes for both Sean and I. One, man, I just want to salute you and say thank you for coming on. The first time you was on here, I'm like, man, I was trying to figure. I'm like, man, he you just that alpha male personality. I'm like, damn. And I'm watching.
And I think I was pushing back on y'all that first time.
Yeah, we was.
Yes,
so
yes and no. It's just, you a person who firm in there. If I don't agree, that's why I like you so much, bro, because I'm the same way. If I don't agree, I don't agree, but that don't mean that we ain't cool. We just don't agree. Yeah.
But I'm saying for me personally, it was just because I didn't know you at all.
Oh, okay.
I hadn't seen content, so I'm like, damn. So I said, okay, let me tap into this brother and just follow. I have to say, in my opinion, one, it's inspiring that you see somebody that can leverage themselves and you don't have to have a million. Your following is going to keep going up, but you allow people, everyday barbers, to know that you can achieve and leverage a big town, small town. You don't need a million followers. You seem like your authentic self from the outside looking, and you don't just provide content, brother. You're a jewel dropper.
Oh, most
definitely. So many things that you talk about that go with everyday life that far exceeds anything that has to do with being behind a chair in a paragraph. And that's so important to me, man. And so I just want to give you your flowers for that, man, because at this point, we've done a lot of these podcasts, man. And I have to be honest with you. This is one of my favorites.
Oh,
Yeah.
By
man,
far,
that's
this
a lot
is
because
one
I
of my
watched a lot.
for real, man. And so I just want to say on behalf, and I know, you know, you guys met in person, man. I can't wait to meet you in person, man. But
Yeah.
I appreciate
Man,
we
we got
greatly.
y'all got to catch one of these big shows, man, and get a booth and set up the podcast for the booth.
Absolutely.
Because I've seen a podcast at Jackson Lee called Goodfellas.
Okay.
I didn't get on there, but they was there. They was at a booth. I mean, man, I rock with y'all enough, bro. I would be down to try to help y'all figure out how to get one paid for. Like, we could work something out, bro. I would definitely love for that to be in person because I love my guys. Don't get me wrong.
Mhm.
But if we just be honest and look at the industry, the blackness is dwindling, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Spanish homies just killing shit.
Oh,
And shout out to
talked-
them. I'm on Duolingo now learning how to speak Spanish. La mujer la manenzada, all this other shit. Barbados says escucha. You know what I'm saying? I got it. But I'm still a black man, and I want to see us succeed. And so stuff like that, I'm always down to put in on.
We appreciate
Definitely.
it. Me and Shy talked about that in when we went to CT Expo. Love that camaraderie, and I agree with you. We definitely, you know, need to make our strides. We're all one big fraternity. It's all love for everybody. But I agree wholeheartedly, and I thank you.
Yeah, and I don't think we take it in an offense.
No,
because we understand it's cultural. Like,
Oh, most definitely.
it's not like, oh, we ain't fucking with y'all niggas. It's these are my people,
right?
And so they look out for their people, which is how it should be.
You literally just read my mind because it's we had that me and Ash had that conversation a lot.
Man, this conversation get had in private all the time.
All the time, right?
It's just because it's race and it's us in Puerto Rico or the Spanish crowd, and we already cool. You don't want them to feel like, oh, damn, y'all don't like with us loving each other. Man, we love y'all loving on each other.
No
this
doubt.
conversation is for us.
Absolutely.
Let's love on us how they love on each other.
Absolutely.
And we can have our own thing. Not our own thing, but the industry will
Right.
What is it? A rising tide raise all boats.
Absolutely.
Right. Have respect. Cause I'm not going to lie to you. And not in a literal sense, but I was damn near a little envious how they rocked out with each other. I'm like, damn, that's how this shit's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean,
damn, the love.
these niggas put me on, bro.
Like,
Listen, a Dominican taught me how to cut, bro.
man.
No
I'm like,
bullshit.
man,
No boy, barely. He don't speak a whole lot of English. He can speak it enough. But I was the only person showing up to my school, and this dude was from New York, and he was from New York by way of the Dominican Republic. But when I say Clipper game second to none, bro, I would watch that dude, and even though it was a language barrier, I would go and I'll ask questions. His name is Jorge. I would go ask questions. You can look him up on Instagram at Sharipa. I go ask questions, and I would keep my questions simple. Well, I would sit. My right-handed guy, bro. 7 hours. I would sit and watch that man cut hair, and I was working a full-time job. But he saw that although the school condition was bad, I kept showing up, and I was consistent in it. So he's like, all right, he want to learn, I'm gonna teach him, bro. To this day, everything about barbering that I know, I'm talking about down to he's the first person to ever say to me, barbers don't charge barber brothers, man. Sometimes people will pay you, they want to pay you, cool, but one day I might need a haircut. And if I cut your hair now while you're learning, when you learn, you could return that favor to me if I need it, right? He was the one who taught me barbers understand space. You don't take something off of guys. Like, I'm talking about the core foundational stuff in barbering. I learned it from a Dominican cat who barely spoke English, bro, and I loved him to death, bro.
Right.
Death. So it's not about division.
Right.
It's
definitely.
It's about observation and seeing, like, okay,
they running the winning play.
Yeah.
They're running the winning play.
Absolutely.
Hey, y'all, let's run this play.
Absolutely.
That's it.
I
agree.
That's it.
No.
Man, I appreciate the opportunity y'all having me on, man. I made time because I'm excited about this, man. I love the podcast. I try to tap this way past my bedtime, so I'm usually falling asleep by the time y'all on. I be in bed.
Okay.
But man, I can't wait to catch up with y'all in person, man. Stay tapped in. I'm gonna stay tapped in with y'all. And,
absolutely.
Y'all have a good night, man.
Definitely. You too.
This will be available next Monday. By next Monday, this episode will be available on our YouTube channel as well. So if they just got on here, they missed the go.
Yeah, man. My regular camera died about 45 minutes ago, so they missed the back. They gonna miss the back end of that too. But yeah, we'll be all right. Man, y'all have a good night, bro. Appreciate the opportunity, man. Yes, sir.
All right.
Hey man, that was the one, bro.
Yeah.
That was the one.
Yeah.
That was definitely the one.
No doubt.
So for everybody that's still on, if you came on late and you didn't catch the whole podcast, you can always go above, click the link, go to the I Cut My Way Out podcast, subscribe to the YouTube, turn the bell notification, and subscribe to the Instagram because we are here live every Wednesday night on Instagram at 7:30 Central Standard Time. You never know who you're gonna have on here. But more importantly than not knowing who we're going to have on here most times, you don't know what kind of information you're going to get. You have no idea how fulfilling some of these conversations could be to you if you just make yourself available to hear them. My favorite quote of this year is, it's only medicine if you take it. Only medicine if you take it. If you don't take it, it can sit on your table. If you got a book, you bought a book that can change your life. If it sit on your bookshelf forever and you never read it, you can never apply none of the lessons that's within them covers. So it's only medicine if you take it, bro.
Man, another lit episode, man. The consistency, as always, I appreciate you, us holding each other to the fire. We're going to get it moving. And for all those out there, got that merch, and we getting ready to get it popping too. So, man, everybody have a blessed night. And I appreciate you, my brother.
Peace out. Y'all have a good one. Be blessed. Stay out the heat. Hydrate.